What is going on, everybody? I hope everyone is doing well and everyone's had a wonderful weekend. Now, today we are very excited because we are going to finally be pushing our last couple characters into Tier 14. This has been a long time in the planning. I've been kind of running numbers, doing spreadsheets and all that stuff, just trying to figure out what the heck I need and all the materials. And finally, I've got enough to push the last couple into Tier 14. Obviously running gold issues as well, because obviously you want to make sure you're spending enough gold, and then there's that symbiote event as well, so you don't want to overspend because then you want to get charged for the next day, yada yada yada. So that's just the type of guy I am. But yes, the other thing I want to talk to you guys about is this is by no means an amazing team or anything like that. It's, I'm a free-to-play player, and if you guys are free-to-play, it just kind of gives you an idea of the roster that I was using. And hopefully it shed some light for you guys if you guys are kind of thinking, holy crap, only guys that have been putting money into the game can pretty much get into this game mode or whatever. But nope, there's other YouTubers as well. Big Roy Awesome, also very, very, very free to play as well, and similar approach. I think he's on node 3 or something like that right now, so shout out to him for that. And there's a couple of my friends as well. We're all in that free-to-play community base there, that sort of thing. But yes, now to address this, last time I posted one of these, guys were like saying, hey, you aren't free-to-play. There's no way. Your roster does not look free-to-play. Or what, are you kidding me? Well, guys, I've got some proof for you today, so that way you guys can understand that, I am telling you the truth. I do respect that, the internet, everyone's got an opinion. But again, took me a while to figure out how the heck to look into my app purchases. But yes, I will show you guys my history, and then that way you guys can fully believe me when I tell you guys I am 100% free to play. So as you guys can see, we're in my purchase history for iTunes, and luckily I just figured this out once I did some Googling around here. But you guys will see that here, I'll just show you guys my past history. You can see last 90 days, and we'll go into 2017. Reason why we're going into 2017 is just to show you guys that's when I first installed the game. And again, there was a soft launch only in select countries. Australia, Canada were one of those ones, and basically we had a couple months ahead of the global launch. That was really nice, but tons of glitches and bugs, and obviously a ton of testing that was still going on. But yes, we will go into 2018, so shortly after we had installed the game, and here we're just gonna, it goes up from December down to the other months here, and you guys will see the apps I've installed there. So we're just gonna glide through this. And I did have let's see, I think I did recall buying, did I buy anything in 2018? I'm just trying to remember. I don't think so. I think it was in 2019 I'd bought an iCloud or something like that. That's the only thing I recall. But yeah, as you guys can see, it's just all zero. So we're gonna get out of here, and now we're gonna go into the other one. Let's see, back into 2019 now, so that would have been last year. And like I said, you guys will see all the apps that I've downloaded, and there's that history, blah 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 blah, zero. So there you guys see my iCloud. That was to transfer photos over, so that's why I had to buy that. And I think, oh yes, right, I had a trip up in the States, and I had to get this app for the tour. Other than that, as you guys can see, it's pretty much 0-0, and at least you guys can tell that I'm using my account for installs and other stuff like that. But again, as you guys see there, 2020, obviously the only apps I've really downloaded are these ones up on the front screen there. But that's it. Alright, so enough about that. So now let's talk about the 5 characters that I will be taking into Dark Dimension 3 into the first 4 nodes. Right off the bat here, you guys already know, Phoenix was my first one. She was my first tier 14, and she was for sure thing for me. Same with Ultron. Obviously, he was very, very heavy on the resources, but nonetheless, meta dominates all the other game modes, and a very solid choice as well. If anything, I'm kind of regretting the fact that I would have liked to take Scientist Supreme to T14 as well, but unfortunately for me, it was just taking too long to get her uniques, and hence one of the reasons why I'm not taking her up here. On top of that is just everything else. I was running out on resources and tech gear, and unfortunately, I'll see what happens after the first 4 nodes, but she was definitely one of the ones I really wanted to push into tier 14. But like I said already, it was just taking way too long. I was trying to do refreshes on the stores, trying to find this Tesseract energy, and it was just, yeah, it's been pretty brutal. Obviously, if you guys can, and the amount of resources, she costs like less than half of Ultron. So for sure, if there's anything I regret, it would be taking her up to T14 as well, versus taking Invisible Woman or whatever. But yeah, so the next one, Colossus, he was my next guy up to 14. He's definitely got some abilities that can probably upgrade as well here before going into Dark Dimension 3, but for sure he was for me a sure thing, just because of the fact that he pairs well with Phoenix, and on top of that, now he can be farmed as well. So nope, he was a sure one for me. Invisible Woman, I got to upgrade her. I'm going to do that right now, so you guys will see her stats. And like I said, she was not one I had predicted this early on. It's just all the materials for Bile kind of fell into place, and yeah, and that's kind of what I did. I went for her, and as you guys see there, she did get a nice little jump in stats as well. So that was really nice. Just sucks, she's only a 5-star, but I'll be ready. Her event should be coming back here, so that'll be nice, and then I can 7-star her. The other crappy thing is I've only got 1 red on her, so kind of crappy as well. And I would really like to kind of take this one up as well here. Obviously, I've just been very conservative with my gold because of those recurring milestones for Symbiote, and that's why I've been kind of just rationing my gold out at least until the event ends, and then I can start blowing it all again. And then the last guy we have that's going in, guys, is Stormtrooper, Mr. Shield. And like I said, he was not my first choice. For sure, I would have liked to take either Scientist Supreme or even Nick Fury up, but again, just because of the fact that he was low cost, he doesn't require any of those additional materials that you need. So we're talking about the extra uniques that you would normally need. That's T13 unique. Outside of, obviously, they're mini uniques, I guess, not their actual uniques, but the mini uniques. For example, like the reactors and the Hydron connectors and all that other stuff. But again, he was he's a solid choice, obviously, because of the fact that he can still dish out quite a bit of damage. I'm going to situate him in between Colossus and Phoenix, and he's going to get some extra hits in. Big shout out to Big Roy Awesome as well. He I think he had like a 6 or 7 Red Star Trooper or something. Yeah, if you got a big one, obviously take him up there. But yeah, he was not my first choice, but nonetheless, because he is my last missing one that I can basically push into 5, then we can use him for Dark Dimension 3. And again, just sitting around here waiting for the last couple pieces for the Tesseract, it was just really grinding my gears, and obviously that's the reason why I kind of went with Shield Trooper there. But yeah, that's my lineup there for you guys. And if you guys have any extra character suggestions, I mean, feel free to put that in the comments below. I believe the other one that everyone's kind of piquing their interest on as well is Mr. Sinister, and we've seen him perform quite well, actually. Where the heck is he? I think I just passed him. Again, issue with him is I don't have his materials, and on top of that, we're also just low on all the other materials. And I was kind of contemplating on taking him to 14, but again, 3 reds, 4 yellows, unfarmable at this current time outside of orbs. Just wasn't doing it for me, and on top of that, his clones are only as strong as they correlate to his own stats. So obviously, if you got like a 5 or 6 or a red star, obviously he's going to be much stronger that way. But yeah, he was one of the ones I was contemplating on as well, and obviously I ended up going with Colossus just because of that synergy with Phoenix. We can farm Colossus, etc. And last but not least, who else was I going to talk about? I think he's down here. Where was he? Mr. Nick Fury, where are you? I've got all his uniques as well, but again, just out of all the other materials. But like I said, he was one I was contemplating on, but yeah, it was just taking too long to get everything else. Like all these other materials I got to farm. He'll most likely be my 5th one for the next 4 nodes. After you do the first 4 nodes, it switches over to global, and it's either going to be him or Scientist Supreme. That's what I'm thinking right now. But right now, for the first 4 nodes, Phoenix, Ultron, Colossus, Shield Trooper, and obviously Invisible Woman. So we're just gonna up this guy up here, see how his stats go as well, and let's see here. They should shoot up quite a bit, because obviously when you push from T13 to 14, stats jump quite considerably, which is nice. But as you guys see there, it's he's very squishy, so for sure keeping him alive is gonna be definitely gonna be a key factor in this game mode. And yeah, that's all I got for now. Hopefully I shed some light for you guys, you know, especially for you guys that were thinking, oh, you know, he's not, you know, are you free to play, you know, calling me out on that. So I just had to, you know, I had to kind of show you guys some evidence, I guess. So anyhow, hopefully you guys found this useful. What I'll do is for the next few days, I'm gonna try my luck here with Dark Dimension 3. So now that we have the 5 characters, we can go into this. Whoops, that's my raids. We can go into Dark Dimension 3, and obviously we can hit the start button. We can launch now. So obviously that's gonna be my lineup here, and I think what I'm thinking is obviously I'm going to put Trooper in between there, and maybe put Ultron to the sidelines, just because he is, I don't know, for some reason they seem to like to attack the guys in the front, so I usually like to keep the tankier guys in the front, and he can revive. So that's the team I'm using, guys. What I'll do is, if you guys have watched any of my Dark Dimension 2 videos, what I usually do is I usually post a string of videos all together for the specific nodes. That, you know, I found that to be a little bit more efficient versus posting 1 video per day, because then it just gets a little bit crazy. And then I think if you guys have already checked out the other content creators, you will see that these fights are not they are not very long, because these guys hit hard. So I think stringing together a bunch of videos with the specific days is a better approach, and then you guys can see me clearing out node 1, node 2, node 3, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you guys found hopefully you guys found this useful, and hopefully you guys are you know, making strides as well on your you know, on your progression for Dark Dimension 3. Thanks guys for watching, and as always, happy gaming.